YouTube. Today we're going to be making a full tutorial video on how we do mobile detailing, how we get it done during the day, setting up in the morning. I'm Vinny. This is Vinny's Mobile Car Services, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be doing full wash in the morning, and then right after that we're going to be going into a full interior detail, and we're just getting ready to prep the van. First thing, you want to check your water. If you need to fill it up, get that going. Other than that, make sure all your chemicals are good, make sure your tools are set, make sure it's all cleaned up. All right, and then we're going to fill up our water for today. I have these RV water filters connected on the end and before my deionized water tank. So I just dropped this in here, and it comes through from my deionized water tank from Culligan. Basically, that is to have spotless water. You won't leave any water spots and keeps the job super clean and makes it way easier to get it done. So we're here at the first job. It's 10:15. We have our Mustang over here. It's going to be our maintenance customer. We see them every single week. It's regular wash, vacuum, wipe down. So what we're going to knock out first is the inside. We're going to pull out the air so we can get all in the cracks and crevices, anything, dust and stuff in the vents. We can blow it all out, even though it's not too bad. And then we're going to pull out the vacuum afterwards, and then we're going to vacuum everything on the carpets and floors. All right, so then we got our interior bag. I grabbed like 3 towels, and I have my express cleaners in here. I have stain removers, leather conditioner, all my brushes, pet hair removers, all of that type of stuff. I just grab this bag, bring it to the car with you, and you're ready to go. So on this one, we start off right away. I remove the floor mats, I take them out. Just saves a little bit of time vacuuming instead of dumping it in there. And this customer keeps these floor mats, so it makes it a lot easier for the vacuum, because on the inside, there's really hardly anything there for the most part. And then like I said, it is a maintenance vehicle.
How long does it take to like do a wipe down like this?
On this car, since it is my weekly customer, it's not bad at all. It doesn't get too dirty. So this one, it probably takes me about 20 minutes or so to get the wipe down done, vacuum, and get ready for the wash.
And do you price your vehicles like based on size, or how do you price your vehicle?
It's based off of size. Pretty much all starting prices, for the most part, they stay the same. I don't ever have any cars that are crazy filthy. If I do, most of the time my customers let me know in the first place how bad their cars are, and then that's when we go from the estimate from there on.
So here you're just like taking out the linings?
Yeah, I'm taking this out just because there is some stuff spilled in here. I don't know whether it's soda or drinks or whatever, but you can see all right there, it's all sticky and stuff. So I take it out, I spray it outside of the car because I don't want anything being stuck or dropped or spilled inside of here. Spray with the cleaner. I'm gonna grab more of a stiff brush just so it agitates it a little bit stronger, and then it'll most likely take off whatever's sticky. And then this one I'm not putting back on everything else that's already somewhat clean. I'm just using this for the dirty areas. So all good now. We're just gonna toss it back in. And this is a P&S Interior Express. I pretty much use this on all of my cars. If I need anything stronger, I go with an APC, but this pretty much gets the job done for everything that I need.
So like, what do your prices look like?
So for this one, this is the maintenance, and he is paying $65 every single Friday that I'm here, and it is $65 just because it's super easy. I'm in and out within, you know, an hour and a half or so. But for regular prices, that people that are my maintenance customers, this is a $125 service. So I spray these down and wipe them, and they always look pretty good afterwards. Take one designated towel, scrub it down. Take another dry towel. Make sure you dust off the back of these after you put them on the floor. If you put them on the floor, some people use little tables. Doesn't even need to be vacuumed. It's been under that the whole time.
So what exactly does airing the car out do?
Airing it out. I most of the time try to get in the vents and all the buttons and everything. It's compressed air, so it's super fine, and it just gets in all the little spots.
All right, so you're done airing it out, so now what's the next step?
Yeah, so now we're gonna vacuum. Pull out the vacuum, basically as much space as you need. Make sure you don't get those quarters.
So if you do find like change or anything like that, you just put it back in the cup holders?
Yeah, if I find any change, I've either put it in the cup holders, or if they have a spot that you can obviously see they keep their change in, just put it right back in there. All right, so the vacuum's all done. Reel it back in, get it out of the way. We're gonna move up to filling the buckets next and getting ready for the exterior wash. And then we just use a 1 bucket method. I throw some new towels in there with some soap, and I run through both of those towels. Use 1 towel for the top, whole portion of the car, flip it around. You get about 4 or 5 times out of it. The other towel, you use the bottom of it. After those towels are done, I squeeze them out and I toss them right here. They don't ever get used on the outside of the paint again.
So this is your bucket for your rims and all that?
Yeah, and this is my wheel bucket. I got fender well brush, wheel face brush, wheel barrel, lug nuts, and then my tire brush. Yeah, this is gonna be a brake buster. So this is pretty much my go-to wheel and tire cleaner. This helps clean the wheels a lot easier. It starts the cleaning process right away as soon as you're foaming it up. So I normally do about a 1-to-1. We're gonna pull out the pressure washer. All right, so then we start off with rinsing the wheel, tires, face the wheel, inside the fenders. For the most part, you want to do that to knock off any main dirt, dust, grime that's sitting on there. And then the second reason is you never want to clean a hot wheel. You don't want to put any chemicals on a hot wheel or anything like that, hot rotors. It can damage them, it can mess them up, the chemicals can have a bad reaction. So if you rinse it off with cold water, most of the time they're not hot at all, and this car's already been sitting here for a while. Go through with our lug nuts, get inside of the little holes in here. They're always difficult to get into, but this brush makes it super easy, and this squeezes all the way inside. With the Brembos, it's a little bit harder to get in there, but with these wheels, they don't tend to get too dirty since I'm here every single week. As long as you spray in between there, get some chemicals in there, it should be fine. So this is for the face of the wheel. So this one's really soft, it won't scratch anything, and it's meant for basically a safer way to clean the wheels.
All right, so you got the tires done, so now what's the next step?
Yep, all right, so now we're gonna start rinsing the outside, rinsing everything, get ready to foam it, and then get into the wash. And you can see we have our sealant that we keep on our maintenance customers' vehicles. Makes it super easy, water runs off, keeps the car protected. So next up, we're gonna get ready to foam the car with our foam cannon.
All right, so after foaming it, what's the next step?
After foaming it, a lot of people do a few different things. Some people let it pre-soak on there, rinse it off, and foam it again just to get majority of the dirt and grime. But since we do see him every week, the car doesn't get dirty enough for that to happen. So I foam it up and we move into the contact wash right away. I'm gonna start on the top, move my way all the way back and forth. And while you're washing, you want to go in straight lines. This also prevents scratching, swirling, anything like that.
And do you have any issues like when washing a car in the sun?
Washing in the sun, if you're working by yourself, you got to be a little bit faster.
Have you ever had to like re-wash a car because it's just too stained or something?
Yep, plenty of times. All right, so now that side's done, we're gonna flip it over. Move on to the spoiler here, this way, and then we're gonna take care of this top half of the vehicle. So basically down to the body line. Here, we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna move to our next one. Same thing, fold it all around. I'm gonna move to the back. I'm gonna start there first. These areas of the car happen to be a little bit more dirty just because you're dealing with exhaust fumes that are all right here. The carbon monoxide, iron particles, they all like to build up in these areas. So you just wanna take care of this spot first. The front bumper is also one of the dirtiest spots of the cars because you're collecting all the bugs, road grime, all the stuff that's being picked up from the street. so now I'm gonna rinse this off just to get majority of the stuff off of there. And then we're gonna go through the bottom of the body lines of the vehicle.
All right, so you went ahead and agitated the whole car and did the whole contact wash, and now what's next up?
Yep. Now we're gonna get ready to rinse it off completely, dry it up, make sure everything's good. If it needs any more of the spray wax, we'll put more of that on there. Have custom exhaust tips or any ones that you want to make them look pretty good, you just want to go through, you can spray some wheel cleaner on there. It doesn't really matter what you use as long as it's cleaner and that it doesn't bother anything dealing with steel or aluminum, anything like that. Spray them off and make sure they look good.
All right, so you went ahead and rinsed off the whole car, so now what would be the next step?
Yep, so the next step is the drying process. If you don't have deionized water, you probably want to do this section pretty fast. So for the drying process, I like to go through with just my small battery blower. So what I start off doing is I go through all the seals, mirrors, door handles, anything extra that water likes to get stuck in. I like to air that all out first and then come through with the drying towel afterwards. Then we'll move in with the drying towel.
And is this like a specific type of drying towel?
I have a bunch of different ones. You just pretty much have to find whatever one works best for you, especially when you have sealants on a vehicle. If you have a good drying towel and some good sealant, you can take a look right there. That's all already dried off just from doing that.
And that's just with one pass?
And that's just one pass. You can see all right here. You can see this area. One pass going through, straight lines.
That's
and it
crazy.
absorbs pretty much all the water. They work pretty good. And then the only thing that's kind of difficult about these cars, when they have all these extra splitters, extra side pieces, different headlights, all these different pieces, water is still going to drip out of there for quite a while. That's why I try to use a blower. After I got DI water, as long as you rinse out everything completely, if the water drips, if it stays there the whole time, if the sun decides to evaporate it, you're not going to deal with any spots. It's going to dry up clean. All right, so for our tire shine, which is the next step, there's a few different ways to do it. If you like to go with a brush, you can apply it by brush. If you like to go by an air compressor, those actually work too. But today I'm gonna go with a brush. You're gonna grab your tire shine on here and then bring a towel with you. You're gonna go through, you're gonna spray a couple spritz on the brush, brush it right on afterwards. And then I'm gonna go around the full vehicle. All right, so the last thing we like to take care of to get our windows cleaned up, I like to spray my towel. I don't like to spray the windshield because then it causes overspray on the dashboard and stuff like that.
All right, so you got the windows down, so now what's the next step?
Yeah, windows are all done. The last thing you want to make sure you do is wipe down the door jambs.
So you just spray directly in the door jamb?
Yep, I spray it directly on there, and then you just wipe it all off. It is a waterless wash, so it evaporates pretty good. It absorbs in the towel pretty good, and then it leaves it really nice and clean. All right, so we're all finished up with this job today. What I like to do is a quick little walk around before I leave. You want to walk around and make sure your wheels and tires are looking good. Make sure the paint looks fine. Look for any streaks in the windows, any imperfections that you missed maybe. This customer knows that water is going to drip constantly. I'll talk to the customer and then we'll collect the payment.
Sounds good.
done with the first car. We're already at our second location. This one's gonna be a full interior with a wash. All right, so on this interior, it's basically gonna be the same as the Mustang, but on this one, we're gonna wanna go a little bit more in depth with scrubbing and cleaning because it is full interior. If you're looking for a tool that saves you plenty of time, energy, effort, anything like that, this is right here, the Scrub Ninja. Instead of sitting here scrubbing with the brush in little spots, you can knock out this full section right here in just a few seconds, and then you'll go through with your brush and any smaller cracks, door handles, buttons, anything like that. After you're done, you're gonna wanna make sure you air out these buttons, all of this, so that the moisture doesn't stay inside of there. And then we're gonna air it out real quick. Basically, you're gonna wanna run through that whole process across all the plastic, center console, dashboard, vents, and all the other doors. All right, so now we're gonna move on to cleaning and conditioning the leather seats. And when you're ready to clean these seats, spray it onto the applicator, and then you just move in right away, start scrubbing. And you just wanna go over nice and thorough.
And after that, you just go ahead and just wipe it off?
Yep, you grab your towel, dry it all up. If you want to use the air compressor to get in between the cracks and everything, you can use that. And then I'll show you guys the other tool. The edges are really sharp. Sometimes you can catch the inside of it, cause a piece of leather to rip. So you just got to be careful with these ones. They do the same thing. They suds up real good. And then you repeat that process. Make sure you get the sides of the seats, headrest, lift it up in here, get all in between here, the sides. Lay the seat all the way back, get as much as you can in here, and go throughout the full car on all the seats, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna move into shampooing the carpets here. We have the Mighty HP60. It is a heated extractor, and then I use Roundup sprayer. I put my carpet cleaners in there, enzymes, any degreaser, anything that I mix the carpet cleaner with for what I need. All right, so we're gonna get ready to spray the carpets. Just wanna get a fine layer on here. If you see any spots, you can spray a little extra. They're not too bad, so I'm not gonna get them really wet. I'm not gonna soak them or anything like that. And then I don't need to pre-soak them either. So right away, I'm gonna go with my drill brush. All right, and then after you're done scrubbing, you'll get ready to extract on the vacuum. So what I like to do is I like to go through the whole thing with a pass of water coming out of the machine to absorb all the cleaners and everything, and then you go through and get as much as you can out. You don't want to leave any cleaners in the carpet. Once you stop seeing soap, basically like that right there, you're good to move on to the next section and finish up your carpet. All right, so afterwards you're done extracting. I like to go through with the brand new towel, and you're gonna scrub the nice fluffy side of the towel on the carpet. And this is to absorb any extra moisture, any extra stuff that's on the carpet, because you want this to dry. So we're gonna knock this out, finish all the rest of the carpets, and we'll be right back. All right, so we just finished interior. We're gonna move on to the outside for the exterior wash. those that are wondering about the tire shine and the compressor, all you do is just make sure you have your favorite tire shine in here. Get it set to where you like it, your settings. And you're gonna go through and you just address the tire. Everybody's different on how they like their tire shine. Some people like it super shiny. Some people like it where it looks like a natural tire. As you can see, I sprayed too much in these areas, so I'm just gonna wipe it. But yeah, so just like that, and then you go around all 4 tires. Make sure there's no overspray on the wheel or anything, but for the most part, this doesn't get on the paint. All right, so that's a wrap for today. We're gonna do our quick walk around one more time. So on the outside, you just got a regular wash, clean up the wheels, tires, make sure everything was dressed, cleaned up the windows inside and out. We're gonna move on into here for the interior. We got everything shampooed, seats cleaned and conditioned, all the plastics cleaned and dressed as well. All of it was shampooed, cleaned up. Same thing on this side. Everything was all taken care of. Door jambs wiped down, cleaned up. All right, so everything's all set up, and we got our custom air freshener in there for them, just as a complimentary. Make the car smell nice and good. All right, so that's a wrap for today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications bell down there so you figure out when we're posting videos and to stay updated with us. And that's a day in the life of my job, mobile detailing, my little business. Don't forget to comment down below if I missed anything, if you guys seen anything, if you got any tips, tricks, ideas, anything like that. I'm open to learning as well. I'm not just here to teach, but I'm here to learn too. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll be getting this posted up pretty soon.